안녕하세요, 여러분. Welcome to KSTYLEYO. Come on in. Okay. Hello, everyone. Rise and shine. Today is Saturday for another live streaming at KSTYLEYO. And today we're going to be learning Korean through Korean articles. Personally, I really enjoy teaching you Korean with this material because I also get to consume a lot of news beforehand, which I don't get to in general. I don't really read news in Korean. So I have to go through a lot of Korean articles to find one thing to present to you in this live stream. And I get to learn so much. And also these articles teaches you different types of vocabulary. It's not always the vocabulary that you're gonna use in a daily life. So if you wanna advance your vocabulary, then this is a great content. And as you know, articles also has other benefits. It's got the good sentence structures. So if you want to practice reading Korean and learning about sentence structures, this is the way to go. Hello. Welcome everyone. Let me know where you're from. If you're new here, just introduce yourself in the live chat. Agatha, Krista, Rachel, K-pop trash, Marianne, yo. Okay, so you can find the link of this article in the description down below. If you want to study on your own, please do so. So this is about cosmetic packaging innovation in South Korea. And I don't know if you guys ever heard of this company, Amore Pacific in English way, Pacific. We say Amore Pacific. We don't have thick like a F sound, so we say P. This is a huge company for cosmetic in South Korea. And they just released that they had some innovation technique for packaging cosmetic goods. And I don't know if you guys follow my Instagram. My Instagram is KSTYLEYO and Learn Korean Phrase. And I tend to share different types of readings like from other Instagrams in KSTYLEYO Instagram stories. And one of them, I think the Statista released that which country has the most agreement or something like that about climate change, and people who believe in caring about environment. I never knew. Apparently South Korea is number one. So, but I remember when I was a kid, we learned about climate change. And also, it's kind of stupid because teacher will ask you what are the things you can do as an individual to combat climate change, right? But I was probably 7, really young. I would talk about don't use hairspray. But obviously, girls or even guys who like to style up their hair, they will use hairspray, but I don't know how much hairspray contributes to climate change. But anyway, I still remember vividly in our classes, we talked about how to combat climate change when we are still really young. Probably that was many decades ago. So this is about a company who innovated a packaging reducing plastic materials. So you're gonna learn a lot of technical terms here. So just give yourself some time to adjust with this terminology and just think of it as an opportunity to learn some new vocab here. So the first sentence I got this one. So I will read it for you. 아모레 퍼시픽이 기존 용기와 비교해 플라스틱 사용량을 약 70% 낮추고 최장 36개월간 유통이 가능한 종이 용기 기술을 개발했다고 10일 밝혔다. 다시요. 아모레 퍼시픽이 기존 용기와 비교해 플라스틱 사용량은 약 70% 낮추고 최장 36개월간 유통이 가능한 종이 용기 기술을 개발했다고 10일 밝혔다. 천천히 읽어볼게요. 이게 좀 깁니다. 긴 문장이에요. 아모레 퍼시픽이 같이 읽어보세요. 기존 용기와 비교해 플라스틱 사용량은 약 70% 낮추고 최장 36개월간 유통이 가능한 종이 용기 기술을 개발했다고 12일 밝혔다. Even though the sentence is long and kind of daunting, but it's okay. We're gonna break it down together. For those of you who are watching the live streaming for the first time, I break down each word by colors. Subject means orange, object pink, verb blue, and means miscellaneous work green. 그러면 주요 동사가 뭡니까? 찾아보세요. Main verb. Remember, main verb is always at the end. 밝혔다. 그쵸? 밝히다 verb. Make sure you have dictionary beside you and look it up. 밝히다. To reveal. Reveal. So who revealed? We're gonna try to find subject. Who revealed? Subject particle 있는 이가. So one particle here. 아모레 퍼시픽. Subject. 사용량은. This is another subject. 플라스틱 사용량. 그 다음 유통이. This is another subject. Do you guys see any other 있는 이가 particle? 없어요. So we need to figure out which subject is associated to this verb. 아모레 Pacific revealed or plastic usage quantity. 사용 is usage. use, 량, quantity. Revealed. This is 유통, distribution. Revealed. I don't think plastic usage quantity can reveal something. They're usually revealed. No, they are revealed. This is revealed. But Amore Pacific revealed something, right? So I believe that the first one is the main subject. In that case, let's figure out some conjunction here. verb conjunction. When I say verb conjunction, this means connecting clause to another clause. You're connecting clause to clause. Verb conjunction. Do you guys see go here? I have a video in my channel about and, all about and. You can check it out. So this means this is a verb, 낮추다, to lower. It's a verb. Is there any other conjunction? Perhaps this could be a conjunction. This is quotation. Quotation, that. In English, Amore Pacific revealed that. This is a verb, developed. Past tense. 개발하다 is the dictionary form. 개발하다. Are you guys following? Good? 그러면 is there another conjunction? This could be a hidden conjunction. 비교해. Hidden conjunction, when I say that means there is no particular word that is attached to verb. This is just a random verb, conjugated verb root. 비교하다, compare. So this one, you can think of it as this one, compare to. Compare to. This is in English, you can say to, but this is also interpreted as with sometimes. Compare to this noun. Okay, so starting from like beginning, we already learned Amore Pacific 기존 용기와. 기존이 뭐예요? 기존, previously existing. existing. 기존, previously existing. 용기. You probably heard this one before. 용기 has different meanings. 용기 can be courage. 용기를 가져. Have courage. But in this context, it's weird. Like, what do you mean? Existing courage. Here has another meaning. Container. Existing container. Compared to existing container, plastic usage quantity, 약. I also have a video about this. Approximately, about. There are many ways to say about, approximately in Korean. But this about, 약, has to come before the number. Approximately 70%. 낮추고. So meaning they lowered plastic usage quantity by about 70%. So in that case, this one was not actually subject. What I mean is that 은는 can be subject or comparison particle. When it's comparison, it could be in another sentence structure. Here is actually object. Because you lower plastic usage quantity, right? As for, they might have reduced something else. I don't know how much it is, but as for plastic usage quantity, they lowered by approximately 70%. And 최장. 최 has meaning of maximum. 장 has meaning of length. maximum length. So maximum duration. 36개월간. 36 months duration. 36 months duration. 가능한. 가능하다. This is a verb adjective. 이게 뭐죠? 가능하다. I feel like the camera is dark today. It's weird. I don't think I changed anything. Looks a bit... Maybe my computer screen is a bit darker. I'm not sure. 가능하다. To be possible. To be possible. So you could use this one in a daily phrases too. As in, 이번 주 토요일 가능해요? Is this Saturday possible? As in, are you available this Saturday? 다음 주 가능해요? Is next week possible? Meaning, are you available next week? 가능하다, be possible. So distribution is possible, maximum 36 months duration. So this is the adjective clause describing whatever comes after, which is the compound nouns. Paper container technique. Paper container 기술 technique or skills. It's got a lot of words. Bear with me. We're gonna do it together. Okay? So this one is 12th, the date they revealed. 12. I use Chinese number system. Just in one sentence, you can learn so much about Korean grammar, vocab, sentence structure, whole shebang, right? So 다시 읽어볼게요. 아모레 패시픽이 this revealed on the 12th, the date of 12th, right? That, what did they reveal? They developed what? Paper container technique. Which distribution, what kind of distribution? Maximum 36 months duration distribution is possible. And lowered plastic usage quantity by approximately 70% compared to the existing container. So what's that mean? They lowered the plastic usage by 70%. That's a big deal because a lot of countries, they want to reduce plastic usage. I think, Coca-Cola? They say they developed Coke bottles not using plastics too, or recycled bottles or something like that. Because I believe that Coca-Cola might be the company that uses the plastic the biggest in the world. Because, people love Coke, I guess. And then they use plastic bottles for it. So, anyway, they reduced the plastic usage compared to the existing one. And they developed the paper container technique that can be possible for 36 months distribution. Because, these days people say get rid of the plastic straws. I don't know by data how much we are actually contributing to climate change using plastic straws. Because we can get rid of straws, but we still use so many other containers that are made of plastic, right? But the downside of the paper straws, they become so soggy, right? You have to finish drinking. Maybe it's good for business because you have to finish quick, and you finish too quick and you want to buy another one maybe. But anyway, in this case, they developed the technology that's possible. Like a distribution is possible for 36 months. That's long enough for us to finish a like Starbucks beverage or something like that. 그러면 다시 한번 읽어보고 2번으로 넘어가겠습니다. 아모레 패시픽이 기존 용기와 비교해 플라스틱 사용량은 약 70% 낮추고 최장 36개월간 유통이 가능한 종이 용기 기술을 개발했다고 12일 밝혔다. You know, I have a Discord chat for you guys. I don't normally go to Discord chat. I only created KSTYLEYO Discord for people who want to share resources. So after live streaming is over, you guys can share the notes. Someone can organize the vocab, someone else can organize grammar. You know, share the resources. Because this one is a bit challenging. Second one is easier one. And then the third and the fourth one is also difficult. 그러면 다음 문장. 질문 있으시면 채팅방에 꼭 써주세요. 이거는 쉽죠? 읽어볼게요. 이번 종이 튜브 용기 기술 개발도 플라스틱 사용을 줄이기 위한 노력의 결과다. 이번 종이 튜브 용기 기술 개발도 플라스틱 사용을 줄이기 위한 노력의 결과다. For those of you who don't know how to pronounce this is 에. Possessive. You pronounce it as 에. 2번 종이 튜브 용기 기술 개발도 플라스틱 사용을 줄이기 위한 노력의 결과다. 이거는 훨씬 쉽죠? 주요 동사가 뭡니까? 동사를 찾아보세요. 동사. Main verb. 주요 동사는 항상 마지막에 나온다 그랬죠? 다 이거 보이세요? 다. This is what? Be verb. After object noun that ends with a vowel. If the object noun ends with a consonant, you're gonna use 이다. Right? 이다. If the object ends with a consonant, this one ends with a vowel. 다. Korean be verb is always used with object noun. Don't get confused. This is really common mistake. Because in English you can say be happy, right? But be plus happy adjective doesn't work in Korean structure. Korean be verbs is always with object noun. So 결과 is result. Result. 노력. Effort. Or endeavor. Result of effort. Or effort's result. A is possessive. 그러면 what is the result of the effort? Which is the subject? 주어. 주어. 웃는 이가 보이시나요? I see E here, but this is not a particle. This is a one word, 종이. we learned paper, right? 은근히가 없어요. 그러면 처음부터 한번 보죠. 2번 this 번 means time. This time 2번 이번에 this time you could add a after time particle. 튜브 용기 기술 개발도 I will use this subject color because this is actually subject. Sometimes you're not gonna see particle when you add 도, which is also. This also. So in articles, as you noticed, we have a lot of compound nouns. Noun, 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 noun. It's not common thing in English, right? Paper tube. This is English word, tube. 용기, we already learned. Container. Technique. Development. All nouns. Paper tube, container, technique, development. Also is the result of the effort. Result of the effort to do what? 플라스틱 사용을 plastic usage 줄이기 위한. So 줄이다 is the verb. 이게 뭐죠? 줄이다. 기위하다. So this one is actually 위하다. Adjective describing this object. But you need to use 기위하다. This makes the verb into a noun actually. To be, 위하다 is to be for, noun. To be for noun. In this case, noun is from 기 added to the verb. 줄이다, reduce. Okay? So 위하다, 너를 위해. For you, 너를 위해. Or sometimes 위해서, in order to do something. In this case, to be for made it into an adjective, 위한. So 위하다 becomes 위한. So this is the adjective clause. The effort is to be for what? Reducing plastic usage. Or you can say to be in order to reduce plastic usage. This time, paper tube container technology development also is the result of the effort in order to reduce plastic usage. 그러면 다시 한번 한국어로 읽어볼게요. Try to see how much you can understand now. We're gonna read together. 2번 종이 튜브 용기 기술 개발도 플라스틱 사용을 줄이기 위한 노력의 결과다. You know, because Korean sentence structure is very different from English. The major difference is the verb goes at the end. So I'm sure those of you who speak English have hard time to structure your sentences in Korean way. Even for Koreans have a lot of hard time to learn English because of this reason. But I think Korean people have a lot easier time to learn Japanese because Japanese structure is almost identical to Korean sentence structure apparently. So Korean people can pick up Japanese within 6 months apparently if they study full time. Vice versa, even Japanese can learn Korean easily as well. But for me, I overcame this challenge. Just keep practicing. I remember in schools, teachers will break down sentences like that, but they never go through sentences in the order of the language. They will break it down and then they go through the meaning based on their own language, right? But I know that it's efficient for you to understand what the sentences mean, but at the same time, try to read it in the Korean order. So try to practice reading in the Korean order. See if you can understand. Instead of going back and forth. Okay? So number 3. Good job, guys. This is not an easy article, but we're going through it together. Actually, 3 is a bit more challenging, but 4th one is actually the most challenging. So if you like challenges, stay tuned. And then the next one, 다만 기존에 여기 있다. 다만 기존에 쓰인 종이 튜브는 플라스틱이나 알루미늄 알루미늄으로 제작한 용기보다 기밀성이 떨어져 유통기한이 짧을 수밖에 없다는 한계가 있었다. 다만 기존에 쓰인 종이 튜브는 플라스틱이나 알루미늄으로 제작한 용기보다 기밀성이 떨어져 유통기한이 짧을 수밖에 없다는 한계가 있었다. 다시 천천히 읽어볼게요. 다만, I paused here a little bit. 다만, 기존에 쓰인 종이 튜브는 pause, 플라스틱이나 알루미늄으로 제작한 용기보다 pause a bit, 기밀성이 떨어져 I paused again. 유통기한이 짧을 수밖에 없다는 한계가 있었다. I tend to pause at the verb conjunction and subject particle, but I don't tend to pause on the verb adjective because the adjective describing the noun has to go together. I think a lot of words here you already learned in the previous sentences. 그러면 주요 동사. 주요 동사가 뭐죠? 있었다. 있다 verb. Can you have object noun with 있다? Can you have object noun with 있다 verb? No. You can only use subject. Okay? 있다 can be interpreted as exist, have, there is, there are. Depends on the context. 그러면 we understand there is no object noun for this main verb. Let's look for subject. 는 here. 종이 튜브는 paper tube. Is there any other particle here? 기밀성이 subject particle. 유통기한이 another subject particle. 한계가 limitation. So let's look at the meaning. We already know paper tube. 기밀성. This is a new word for me as well in English. If you type it in the Naver Dictionary, it says hermeticity. Hermeticity. Apparently this means airtight. Something that has airtight. So I guess it's a good thing for packaging. 유통 distribution 기한 limitation for the duration. So normally we think of it as expiry date. 유통기한. So if you go to grocery store, you check 유통기한. If they have items that are past the expiry date, then we say 유통기한이 지났어. 유통기한이 지났어. The expiry date is past. So we have 4 different subject nouns and try to quiz yourself which one is the subject that is related to main verb. Starting from the first, 다만, just, merely. 다만, 기존에 쓰인 종이 튜브는 기존에 existing, previously used, right? 기존에, in the existing, 기존에 쓰이다. How can I use this one in English? In the existing period, existing time, maybe. It sounds a bit awkward, but existingly. 쓰인, verb adjective, describing 종이 튜브. Do you know 쓰이다 verb versus 쓰다? Quiz. 쓰다 is use. 쓰다 can be to write. I think I have a video about it too in my channel. 쓰다 can be wear. Okay? 쓰이다. This is passive. To be used. This is passive. 쓰이다. Usage. 사용. Now, usage. Paper tube that is used existingly. 플라스틱이다. 이나 or noun. plastic or aluminum으로. As, with, by depends on the context. 제작한, describing 용기. 제작하다, verb adjective. 제작하다, produce. describing 용기. container, right? container 보다. Oh, yes. Paper tubes that are already being used. Yeah. Paper tube that are already being used. Plastic or aluminum with produced. Container. 보다가 뭐죠? You may wonder, isn't this a verb? 보다, to see. 아니에요. You're not gonna see 보다 in dictionary form in the middle of the sentence. In this case, 보다 is compare, comparison, than. Then the container that I guess people produced with these material. 기밀성이 떨어져. Airtight ability 떨어지다. 떨어져. Conjugated verb root is hidden conjunction, right? 떨어지다. To fall. To be dropped. 디다, fall. This falls or this is dropped. But this ability falls compared to the container that they produced with this. Meaning, you want to have the air tightness when you package something, especially cosmetic. You don't want it to go bad. I guess even for food. When the air comes in, it gets oxidated and it gets, chemically changed inside and then it goes bad, right? So you want the air tightness, which is hermeticity, the new word. hermeticity. 유통기한이 짧을 수밖에 없다는 한계가 있었다. expiry date 짧다. 이게 뭐죠? The opposite of 길다. 길다 is be long. 전 머리가 길어요. My hair is long. 짧다. Be short. So expiry date was short. 올 수밖에 없다. This one, I think I have a video in my channel too. There is no way. Okay? So if you actually remove this part, 올 수 없다 means can't. 올 수 있다 is can. But when there is 밖에, don't think about can and can't right now. There is no way. This means way or choice, 수 or method. There is no way except, this is except. 밖에 has different meanings. 밖 is also outside. Think of it as something that is not in here. It's out there. So think of it as except. 어쩔 수 없어. Like can't help but. But in this case, you can interpret it as there was no other way except that they had to be what? Expiry date was short. Because hermeticity was hermeticity falls compared to the previously used containers. Describing 한계. This made it into an adjective describing 한계. I know it's got a lot of words. We're gonna unpack. In the translation, 한계 is limitation. So we got all the words here. Paper tube, hermeticity, expiry date, limitation. Main verb is 있다. So which of the subject nouns are associated to the main verb? The reason why I used plural for subject, because 있다 verb could have two subjects related in Korean sentence structure. Because 있다 verb cannot have an object. 저는 펜이 있어요. I have a pen. Pen is an object in English. In Korean is subject. 저는 펜이 있어요. So 저 and pen become subject. Let's figure out 김일성. I already gave you answer. This is related to 떨어지다 verb. 유통기한 is related to this verb. That being said, this subject and this subject are associated to this verb. 종이 튜브, paper tube had limitation. Paper tube that is used previously, existingly, had limitation. What kind of limitation? There was no other way except that expiry date is short. This hidden conjunction I'm gonna interpret it as because. Because hermeticity falls compared to the container that they produced with plastic or aluminum. 다시 해볼게요. Someone can write down the translation. Just paper tube that is used previously had limitation. That there was no other way except the expiry date is short because hermeticity falls compared to the containers that they produced with plastic or aluminum. 이해하십니까? This is challenging. Are you guys following? Subjects in Korean has always been confusing. Okay, good. Excellent. 감사합니다. 그러면 제가 한번 다시 읽어볼게요. 한국어로. Try to understand in the Korean order. Now that you know all the words and know the translation in English, try to understand in the Korean order. 다만 기존에 쓰인 종이 튜브는 플라스틱이나 알루미늄으로 제작한 용기보다 기밀성이 떨어져 유통기한이 짧을 수밖에 없다는 한계가 있었다. This is the past tense. They had a limitation, but not anymore because the company innovated paper tube. The last 36 months. 그쵸? 잘하셨습니다. 그 4번으로 갈게요. 이게 가장 어려운 문장이에요. 오늘 라이브로는 이게 가장 깁니다. This is the last sentence of today's live streaming. I'm sure you're gonna recognize a lot of repeating words. So it shouldn't be that difficult. But it is a long sentence. If you're not used to reading long sentences, this is a great opportunity. 아모레 퍼시픽은 나노 방막 차단 기술을 접목해 플라스틱이나 알루미늄으로 만드는 화장품 포장용 튜브를 대체하면서도 국내 최고로 장기간 유통할 수 있는 종이 용기를 개발했다. I read it in the just natural speed. Okay? I'm gonna read a bit more slowly. 아모레 퍼시픽은 나노 방막 차단 기술을 접목해 플라스틱이나 알루미늄으로 만드는 화장품 포장용 튜브를 대체하면서도 국내 최고로 장기간 유통할 수 있는 종이 용기를 개발했다. So this one I pronounce it as 방막. 그리고 접목해. Sounds like K sound here, right? 접목해. But you guys know all the words here except this word and this word. Maybe some other words, but you know, you already saw a lot of the same words here. 그러면 천천히 다시 한번 읽을게요. Read together. 같이 읽어요. 아모레 퍼시픽은 나노 방막 차단 기술을 접목해 플라스틱이나 알루미늄으로 만드는 화장품 포장용 튜브를 대체하면서도 국내 최초로 장기간 유통할 수 있는 종이 용기를 개발했다. That's a compound nouns again. 나노 방막 차단. Do you guys know how to just one sec? I want to try something. Pin user in the how can I think when I watch other YouTube channel, sometimes they can bring out the questions into the screen. Right? So I wonder if I can do the same. Instead of reading the questions, just one sec. Put user in the time. Put user in the time, maybe this one. Does it show up in the screen? Doesn't show up. Pin the message. No, it doesn't show up. Pin the message. Did I delete your... Oh no, unpin the message. Oh no, did I delete your messages? I didn't. I pinned it. Oh no, Rachel, so sorry. Okay, I will figure out after. I pinned your messages, but everything else got deleted. The hell? Hopefully, Rachel, you're not blocked. I didn't mean to do anything wrong here. Sorry. Okay. 나노 방막 차단. Compound. Nano is English word. Nano. Oh, scientific term. 방막. It's not common word, so I had to look it up. 방막 is a thin film. 차단 is block. Block as in if you wear sunscreen, you're what are you protecting from? You're protecting your skin from something. Anyway, it's a sunblock. Yeah, you say sunblock too, right? Oh no. Oh. I think Rachel was timed out for 300 seconds. Really? Oh. Maybe she cannot type anymore. That's weird. So strange. 기술을 object particle. This is the compound noun. Nano, thin film, block, technique. We already talked about here. This is the compound nouns. Okay, so that was the question from Rachel, but I cannot really show the question to you here. So main verb. Main verb, 개발하다. We already learned to develop. To develop. Since this is a long sentence, I bet there are verb conjunctions. 접목해. Do you find that this is a conjugated verb root? Hidden conjunction. 접목하다. This is conjugated to 접목해. Hidden conjunction. And then 하면서도 면서 while conjunction also while replace 대체하다. And then no other conjunction. Can you guys find any other conjunction here? Oh, okay. While you're looking for it, I think there is a way to view deleted messages. But I have to click one by one. Okay, so try to look for any other conjunction. No, right? 그러면 main subject, who developed? 웃는 이가 아모레 Pacific. This is 는, but it's not subject particle. Why? Because this is verb verb adjective. Oh, Rachel, you're back. So sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. So sorry. 만들다 made it into adjective. I pinned your messages and then everything got deleted. 만들다. To make. Made it into adjective. Is there another subject? You may think, oh, how about this? This is not a subject particle either because it's a verb adjective. 유통할 수 있는 is a verb adjective. 그러면 목적어를 찾아보세요. object, 을, object, 를, object, 를. So we're gonna have to figure out which is the main object that is associated to this verb. It could be this or it could be this. But as you already learned in the previous sentence, this is close to this verb. So probably this verb is the associated verb for this. Even this one. Okay? Then let's begin. 아모레 퍼시픽은 나노 방막 차단 기술을 접목해. 접목하다. This is a verb, graft. I also didn't know this word in English, graft. Do you guys know? Apparently it's like taking out of one place to apply somewhere. 접목하다 is maybe technical terminology. So they applied this technique. 플라스틱이나 or 알루미늄으로 with made. So somebody make with this material. Describing 화장품 포장용 튜브. Maybe I will include the adjective clause starting from here. Grafting implants. Oh, I don't know what grafting implants. Marianne? It's like moving the plants to another place, I guess? I'm not sure. 포장, okay, 화장 is cosmetic product. 화장품. 포장, wrap. 용 is use. So wrapping use as a noun. Okay? tube. So cosmetic product, wrap. So packaging, you can think of it as packaging tube that they made with plastic or aluminum. 대체하면서도 replace while replacing. Also, 국내 최초 domestic 최초로 for the first time. By the first time or for the first time. 장기간 long duration. 유통하다. We already talked about it. 유통하다. Distribute. 알 수 있는. 알 수 있다. This one you can say can. Okay? Adjective describing 종이 용기. Paper container. So, this adjective is probably starting from here. So let's start. Amore Pacific은 developed what? Paper container that they can distribute. The long duration for the first time in South Korea, domestic, so in South Korea, also while replacing cosmetic product packaging tube that they made with plastic or aluminum. So how do I put this one in the sentence? Maybe I start with this one first. Also while grafting nano thin film block technique and then replacing cosmetic product packaging tube that they made with these materials. So when you see hidden conjunction, there are two options. Hidden conjunction, two options. You can use because or and then. Depends on the context. In this case, I use what? And then. 다시 해볼게요. 아모레 퍼시픽은 developed paper container that they can distribute the long duration for the first time in South Korea, also while grafting nano thin film block technology and then replacing cosmetic product packaging tube that they made with plastic or aluminum. So meaning that even though they had a limitation before, but now they developed the new paper container that they can store the long time while replacing the previously used packaging tube that they made with plastic and aluminum. Everything was possible because they used nano 방막 차단 기술. They grafted nano thin film block technology. Apparently. So in this long sentence, main subject is Amore Pacific. Main verb 개발하다. Main object 종이 용기. But they had main like a division, as in separated by the conjunction. 하면서도, right? 면서도. While you're doing that. Verb, object here. So try to understand in Korean sentence order. I'm gonna read one more. 아모레 파시픽은 나노 방막 차단 기술을 접목해 플라스틱이나 알루미늄으로 만드는 화장품 포장용 튜브를 대체하면서도 국내 최초로 장기간 유통할 수 있는 종이 용기를 개발했다. 이거 좀 많이 어려웠죠? But hopefully you don't get intimidated by looking at long sentences. You can always find conjunctions to break the sentence into multiple clauses. So when it comes to practicing long sentences, better to study conjunctions, how to connect clauses. Okay? Usually, hidden conjunction that we learned here, it can be interpreted as because or and then. While, 면서, or 고, we used 고 and. Or you could have but. So those kind of things are really key essential conjunctions. So try to learn those to practice long sentences. Hopefully this video was useful to you. 질문 있으시면 채팅방에 써주세요. And if you want me to go through different types of articles, also let me know in the comment down below if the live streaming is finished. And you can always leave questions in the comment down below as well. 연습이 많이 필요해요. 문법 맞습니다. 네, need a lot of practice. 맞아요. 그런데 don't stress out. Because when you're learning any languages, I remember those days when I was studying English, I would have so many books, notebooks everywhere. Organize. It's good. Obviously, repetition is the key. If you stop, you're gonna forget, obviously. So continuous learning is the key. But the thing is that what is your main purpose of learning Korean or any other languages? Most of people who learn languages is wants to be able to communicate with anyone in that language, right? With native speakers in that language. I think I already talked about it before. The time that I improved my English skills the most within the shortest time was actually visiting Canada. For the first time, I visited here 2 weeks. That was kind of short. But the second time when I visited Canada, it was about 1 month and a half. And then I went back to South Korea and I took that English proficiency test. I literally jumped my scores. It's not like I studied all day long. Just like I had to do it the way in South Korea. I was just like traveling and speaking English on a daily basis. Then you can improve the language so fast. So hopefully the COVID lockdown is more lifted in your country and you can visit South Korea because the spring is here in South Korea. Their March is so warm. It's like 15 degrees and so much flower everywhere. And they have flower festivals in April and May. They have a lot of stuff going too. So if you are able to visit South Korea this year, try to go and see how much you can improve. And don't be afraid to speak to the native speakers. They will be so happy to talk to you and practice with you if you're trying to practice with them. Okay? So it's better to talk to them in Korean rather than just English, right? Especially traditional old generations will not be happy if you go there and talk to them in English. I remember when my boyfriend at the time, who's my husband, visited South Korea, we went to just street vendor, 떡볶이, right? We were eating 떡볶이, and he was speaking English, and then there was an old man, old as in much older than us, maybe like 50s, 60s. He got really angry at him. He said, if you're in South Korea, you should speak South Korean. Speak Korean. He said that in Korean. He was like furious. So sometimes you will have those moments if you speak only English in South Korea. That's good, which means that you have no other choice but to practice. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you like this, make sure to smash the like. It means a lot to me and helps the channel to grow. And share this video with your friends who want to learn Korean language as well. And I see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time again. Then enjoy the